Hi, so for this video, I kind of want to explain the rest of my story, like my friend situation, how I lost some friends, and my school situation. I've been asked why I left school and how I'm graduating early, and like why I decided to transfer. So I'm going to answer those, and I also wanted to say I've been asked to talk about me and Koa, our future, what we want to name our son, and why we want to name him that. So I'm going to talk about those in different videos, like further down the road, and I'm also going to do like a nursery tour and stuff like that. But for this video, I kind of want to just finish explaining kind of my story and how the rest of the beginning of my pregnancy played out. So when I first found out I was pregnant, like I said in my last video, I decided to tell a couple of my friends that I trusted, like my closest friends, and I did. And actually, within a couple of days after I had found out I was pregnant, before I even told my parents, rumors started going around the school really fast, and I know that some of my close friends decided to tell some people, and that's how rumors started spreading around the school super fast. And everyone knows how fast rumors like that spread. It was like wildfire going around the school, and I was hearing about it, and I would have my close friends text me, say, hey, this person's talking about it. I try to tell them to like shut up, because they knew that I wanted to keep it private. But once the rumors kind of started going around, I already knew that people were gonna find out. And like I said, I was super ashamed. I didn't want people to know. I was very afraid of what people would think of me, because everyone looks at teen pregnancy as a really bad thing, and I didn't want to be looked at that way. So I just stopped going to school. I would tell my mom that I was sick, and that's why I wasn't in class. And then once I told her, she kind of understood where I was coming from. So that's why I kind of stopped going, because of all the rumors, and I didn't want people to look at me that way. But then when I stopped going, people kind of figured, and they would talk more because I wasn't there. And that impacted me a lot, because I knew everyone at school was talking about me. Made it better since I wasn't there and I wasn't being looked at, but I would hear about it, and that made a big impact. I started diving into a depression state. I didn't like myself anymore. I thought I looked very down upon myself. Things got really tough then, but I started doing online school, so I wasn't leaving the house as much. The only time I would leave my house is when I went to the store with my mom or something like that, and I was doing like 4 classes online, so I'd work on that all day. But then I didn't have any more motivation. Kind of hated myself at that time, so I didn't feel like doing anything, so I stopped doing my school. I felt really far behind in my schoolwork, and which I didn't really care about. My mom would try to tell me, like, you need to do schoolwork, like, you need to stay on top of it. I didn't want to. One day, we got a call from New Horizons, and they said, we have a way for you to graduate early if you want to. You can go ahead and set up a meeting with the counselor. So I was like, okay, like, yeah, let's get this done so I can be done with school, so I don't have to go back to Tijuana where everyone was talking about me. So I went in and had the meeting, and they explained to me if I took a couple classes there, and if I transferred completely, and if I did independent study, then I'd be able to graduate early while continuing my online classes. So we set it up. I registered my classes, and I'm gonna now graduate with the class of 2020, which is a year earlier. When I transitioned over to New Horizons, I got a lot of people that would tell me, like, oh, isn't that the school for bad kids, or like where the kids that like aren't good go. And I had a couple kids tell me, like, oh, are you going because of your teen pregnancy? And that all kind of made me feel like I was kind of a disappointment. Like I wasn't much of anything. I was considered one of the bad kids because I went to New Horizons, but I'd keep trying to remind myself I was going because I was trying to finish early so that I could be with my son more. Like once he came, like I wouldn't have to leave him to go to school. So that was why I decided to transfer, so then I could also start college next year instead of having to go back to school. When I went over to New Horizons, the teachers, they're amazing. They always try their best to help you get your work done. And if you aren't able to be there in class, they'll help you and get you the work that you need to do so that you could do it at home, or that you'd be able to finish it basically, so that you can keep going and you can keep progressing, which was amazing for me because since I was so sick, I wasn't able to be there every day of class. And when I went there, I also had a lot of friends. I met a lot of other girls that were teen pregnancies, and I kind of felt like basically I belonged. Like, I had friends there, I had people that understood me, people that I could talk to, people I could ask questions. And after a while, the whole kind of like bad kid thing kind of went away. I didn't think of myself as that anymore. I kind of tried to push all that aside so I could finish and that I could get done with school. So that was big. That was a great opportunity, and I was really grateful that I could go there and that I could finish schooling there and that I could graduate a year early. My friend's situation, like I explained, was a little rocky. I lost some of my friends because I didn't trust them anymore, and I felt like I couldn't go to them anymore, and that was really hard because I had already felt alone and I felt like I was just losing friends left and right. I kind of pushed myself away from other people that I did trust because I didn't want to talk to anyone. I wanted to isolate myself, and I didn't want people to know because I knew that there was people that looked up to me, and I didn't want them to look down upon me just because of my situation or that I was a teen pregnancy. So I pushed people away, and that was hard because I was feeling really alone and feeling really bad about myself, like I was a mistake. And I didn't really, like I said, I didn't talk to much people except Koa. My friend's situation started to get better once I told people. They told me that they were loving and supportive, and I've had a ton of people, a lot of people. They've been really loving and supportive and have like sent me really nice messages telling me that they're praying for me and that my pregnancy is good and all that kind of stuff, which I've been very grateful for all the love and support, because I really needed it, and I needed to hear that I did have friends and I did have people out there that cared for me. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of those people, so thank you. Brought a lot of light into my life, and I felt like after all this has been more open, I feel like I'm not a mistake anymore. Like, I actually have worth now, and it's because of all you guys that I feel that way. So thank you. That's kind of the end of my friend and my schooling situation. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna be posting other stuff in the future, probably like next week or something, about the other stuff. And me and Ko will probably make a video talking about what we want to name our son and where we plan on going in the future, like with us. And yeah, so